All right. Good people. What's happening? Welcome to the latest edition of the Terrible Towel Tuesday. I am your host, SimFBallCritic, as most of you guys would know. Welcome, guys. And we're about to get this thing started here in just a moment. And I appreciate you guys bearing with me, man, as I'm arriving a little bit late. Told a lot of you guys, on Sunday night, that tonight or today is my 6-year-old's birthday. I had to do dinner with him, and I'm still going to, try to spend a little more of the night with him. So I'm not going to keep this show as long tonight. But I'm not going to sell you guys short either. Hopefully, we can get a decent amount of show in. I'm not going to cut you guys short, but if possible, I will be trying to speed through it for the most part. But give me just a second, guys. You know the routine. A few people I have to send the link out to. Then we shall get started. Got a few things to cover here tonight. Not a terribly too much, stuff to show. Some decent things here and there. I'm going to look at some of the film, of course. But give me just a second, guys, and we'll be underway. How's everybody doing tonight? Hope everybody is well. And I hope you guys have been able to digest the loss a little better. I mean, I know a loss is never good, but, when you start realizing exactly what's going on with your team, man, it's a lot easier to muster, if you will. All right, so I've sent out the link. Let's get to it. Let's see who's all up in here early and often. First and foremost, my man Gold Drip is first in the queue. Appreciate you joining in, man. Jive Devil, Solarverse 6. I'm not sure I've seen you before, man. If I have, I apologize, but I haven't seen that name in a while. So what's up with you? Tristan Cooper, Michael Garman, Ollie Howard, Robert Westover, Vista Light, Rushia Brown, my brother Tony in the building. Yeah, I'll tell little nephew you said happy birthday. He enjoyed it. Still enjoying it. Upstairs playing with gifts and talking to people on FaceTime and all, so y'all might hear a little bit of that during the show. Sun Moon 80, good evening all. Good evening to you. I'm not sure I've seen your name before. Eli Coolin and Bo Chosen, Carl Bigart, Robert, I already said Robert, Sinclair Washington, Sincere Washington, and Alex Dingy. We'll leave it there. But welcome to everybody who's here. Let's do the recap again as far as the intro. Thank you for tuning in to the latest edition of Terrible Towel Tuesday, brought to you by the Steel Basement. I am your host, SimFBallCritic. Apologize for being late. I normally do this at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time. Tonight, had to delay that. My little son's birthday, we did dinner, and so there you have it. So I appreciate you guys bearing with me with that. So what we're basically going to talk about here tonight, man, let me get to my notes really quick so I don't forget anything. What I definitely want to get into here a little bit tonight, man, we're going to definitely talk about a little bit more about what happened against the Niners. We will study a few plays. I have a few plays that I'm just going to pull out. Some of them I actually haven't watched yet. I figured I would do a few random plays, just showing how we were unable to get our run game going and show some of the matchups that were happening on passing attempts and things like that, and showing you how the offensive line, like I said, I'm just going to pick random plays and we'll take a look at a couple of those. But the ones that I will definitely show you, I will take a look at the individual effort, obviously, of Juju Smith-Schuster. I want to take a look at that play. Perhaps we'll take a look at the touchdown for Deante Johnson and show you how that happened. But then I also want to give some credit to Bud Dupree, as well as Joe Hayden and Minka Fitzpatrick on the interception. Some interesting things that I noticed watching that play. That's the first play we'll look at. Watching that play, there were some very interesting things that I noticed that actually happened in that play that created pressure for Bud Dupree. You guys will see it in a moment, and then that'll be it. I'll talk a little bit about, the state of the current Steelers, what kind of expectations I still have, take some of you guys' phone calls, read a few of the comments, and then we'll be out of here. So like I said, I try to designate the hour for you guys, but you guys clearly should understand why tonight I'm going to try to cut that down a little bit just so I can spend a little more time with my little man for the rest of his birthday. I'm sure you guys understand that. All right, so let's get into it, man. Let's take a look at some of this film first and foremost. I see quite a few of you guys are in here already, so we might as well get started. So let me pull it up here. Give me 1 second. 1 second. Let's pull it up. Oops. I hit the wrong button. Sorry.
2-minute warning.
Forgive me on the 2-minute warning. That's the wrong button. So there it is. You guys should be seeing that right now. And let me know if you are not seeing it. Let's take a look at this first play, man. Now, this was the play that, listen, front end mixed with the back end all worked in concert. Okay, and that's a term that Mike Tomlin was saying a lot after the game, that the defense and the offense didn't work in concert. So I'm going to use that term and say this was a situation where the front end and the back end worked in concert. And you got to give a lot of credit. Now, initially, I was going to give a lot of credit to Bud Dupree, but as I look at more of this play, let me just show you guys, man, so you guys can see what I'm talking about here. Hit the play button. We'll show it to you here in regular speed, you know, from the top view angle, and then we'll do the goal line angle. Then I'll slow it down a little bit. But look at all what happens here, man. Bud Dupree gets pressure. Joe Hayden makes a great play there, and it winds up in the hands of Minkah Fitzpatrick. Now, actually, hold on. Before I break it down, let me let you look at the other part. Oops. Let's play it one more time. Let me speed it up just a second. All right, here we go. Look at it from this angle. I'm sure y'all probably hear my son going off up there. It's a thing of beauty. Everybody turning into offensive players and going in for the block. Now let's go back to that play. Let's go back to it. Now we're going to put this thing in slow motion and notice who's in the game, guys. Yes, Ola Adeniyi. I watched quite a bit of plays with him and looked okay. You know, I got to analyze it a little more, but good to see him get playing time. But look at all what happens here. This is a very unique type of play. Okay, let's back this up. Now, this is a play action fake, right? But as you're going to see, only 2 people go out on routes. So this automatically is in the favor of the Pittsburgh Steelers in terms of the back end. Look at all this coverage we got back here. I mean, these dudes are free to do what they want. You got man coverage on the back end. You got Joe Hayden. You got Steven Nelson over there. And you got Minkah Fitzpatrick in the middle of the field, which I think this is what we should have done more when you're wanting to blitz your safety, because he's your better cover safety. That's what we got him for, right? And yes, we are blitzing the safety, because here goes Terrell Edmonds. Now I'm going to shoot Keith Butler a little bit of bail here. And the reason why I say, guys, a lot of times we have knee-jerk reactions. I'm at fault for that as well until I look at the film and try to understand what's happening. It's not so much that I don't like Keith Butler as far as the plays he called. It's more I don't like the amount of times he might call the same play, or the amount of times he gives the same look or same illusion or lack thereof illusion. That's my biggest beef with Keith Butler, is when he chooses to pull things out of his pocket, when he chooses to stick to his guns and keep it very vanilla and tip your hand, right? And this was early in the game. This is the first quarter. This is 4 minutes and 52 seconds left in the first. This is a 2nd and 11. All right, and we're coming with a safety blitz. There's Edmonds right there. These guys are in more of a heavy formation. You know, only 2 receivers, so this is probably 12 personnel. Yep, 2 tight ends here. And you get the running back, right? So watch what happens here. Play action, right? But look at our linebackers. They bite on play action so bad. As well as Hilton right here playing the nickel. But Hilton is kind of doing what he's supposed to do. He's keeping his eye on the tight end just in case he goes out in the route. Because again, this is man coverage. He's going to man him up. And these guys here are free to roam. You know, if the running back comes out of the backfield, it's one of these guys' responsibility to take him. But look at what happens. Look at the line. Look at the line play here. This guy pulls. That's an interesting concept. Let me fast forward it here to this view. You can really see it from here. Let me play it first, then I'll pause it a little bit. Interesting concept. They're going to send one guy in motion. Again, remember I told you guys, San Francisco, they do a lot of motion and a lot of window dressing, right? They're going to send him in motion. And watch what happens. Pause. This guy here pulls. And that pull is automatically going to give Bud Dupree free opportunity to the quarterback. Now, this was a case where the safety blitz actually worked because of the fact that this guy's pulling and Bud Dupree, which he actually plays it right, this guy crashes down, right? Offensive lineman crashes down, so it almost looks like a run. This looks like run blocking. So Bud Dupree is going to, basically get on his hip. You're going to play this lane right here in case it is a run, because if this is a run, he's going to bounce out. Terrell Edmonds should have the contain. You got these two guys coming to fill this lane as well on the outside, and Bud Dupree is right there for the cutback. This would have been great. I've always said he might not be the best, but I even tell Leonard all the time, Bud Dupree is not half bad against the run. It's just his pass rush. But anyway, so look, we can't give him that much credit, right? Because they kind of fouled this up. They get all bunched up here. This guy is going to take Edmonds, the guy that's coming on the pull. He's going to take Edmonds, totally misses Edmonds. Because Edmonds puts a little move on him, but he's really putting a move on the running back. Edmonds almost gets there, but then Bud Dupree is coming with pressure. So Garoppolo is feeling his heat. He's going to get rid of it really quick. But like I said, I can't give Bud Dupree a lot of credit as far as the pass rush because this lane was created for him. So it wasn't like he did anything. If he did anything right, he did play this correctly in terms of if there was going to be a run, he's in position. So this is a time Keith Butler, okay, it worked. Congratulations. But you continue to run the safety blitz. That's my problem. You kept doing it, and then most of the time you were sending Minka. I don't get that. So anyway, let's look at the rest of the play. Because Bud Dupree gets in Garoppolo's face, Garoppolo feels the pressure. He's got to get rid of it quick. Joe Hayden with excellent coverage. Look at Joe Hayden. Bam. Beautiful. This is a beautiful defensive play. And Minka Fitzpatrick is right there. Now, why was Minka there? Let's look at it from this view again. Slow motion. Look at Minka. Reading the eyes of the quarterback. And he's already breaking. See that? Arm goes back. Minka starts to react. Gets in close proximity. And bam. And why am I highlighting that? Because even if this is a catch, they're going to tackle the catch. That's all you ask for. Guys are going to make the plays in the NFL. Defenders are not going to make every play. But just tackle the catch. You're the safety. Even if they make the catch, be there to tackle the catch. And boom, at least you limit that to whatever gain it is, but it's not a touchdown. But because that was great coverage by Hayden, let's look at it again. I know I'm spending a lot of time on this play, guys. But I'm going to make my point. Look at Joe Hayden, man. Joe Hayden did a good job here. Excellent. Excellent. It's the reason why I say, guys, this defense is not that bad. They just need to execute. But we were really bad in this game against the run. All right, so let's move forward. So let's take a look at the next few plays. So you would think Pittsburgh Steelers get the ball on the 24-yard line. So let's just take a look at these plays really quick. First down. Let's see what we do here. Nice play. RPO. Take a look at it again. For you guys that don't know what the RPO is, run pass option. Right? Look at how the linemen are blocking. This is a run block. This is a RPO right here. I'll take it. We'll take it. We'll pick up 8 yards. I'm good with that. Let's go to the next play. 2nd and 2 from the Niner 16. See what happens here. Okay. It's a semi-successful run. It's 3 yards. Let's go to the next play. 1st and 10. Mason Rudolph in the shotgun. He's going to try to find Juju Smith-Schuster here. We're now on the 13-yard line. It's a tight throw right there. But let me show you something. Folks, we're going to go through growing pains with Mason Rudolph. It's only natural. Relatively young. Take a look at this play one more time, and I'm going to show you what I'm talking about. Keep watching. Just watch Mason Rudolph. It's a tight window. Let's see which end zone angle. Okay, here you go. This is a better example. Watch Rudolph. Just keep watching. This is something that we're going to definitely need to pay attention to as the season progresses. Something that I think he needs to work on. It's my belief that he predetermined where he was going to go there. And let me show you what I'm talking about. Does a decent job, right? Looking to the right, then scanning back. And then he goes to Juju. But let me show you what I'm talking about. He may have had a better opportunity to fit the ball in to James Washington back here, if he looked off the safety, right? Now, again, we're talking about milliseconds, but there's an opportunity here to possibly throw this ball right about, it's a tight squeeze, but I'm telling you, the elite quarterbacks do it because you have to. I'm not mad at this read. The only reason why I said it's a tough situation here because Juju is covered until about here. So you're trying to beat that safety. And this was a good decision. I'm just saying, you know, had he stayed in the pocket a little longer, right? Again, I'm not judging him for making the decision he made, but look at this pocket. He got all day. Had he held it for another second and just stepped up in there, he might be able to hit James Washington here. Could very well hit James Washington right back there. Throw it in this area. He might have it. Again, let me show you what I'm talking about. And this just goes to show you sometimes, guys, with new quarterbacks, a little bit of jitters. He's young, right? You want to get rid of that ball. Because Juju technically wasn't open. You're just hoping that you're going to throw him open. But look at all of this room that Rudolph has. He just got to be a little bit better with diagnosing everything that's happening. Watch this. Look at this. Rudolph has all day right there. You step up in that pocket just a little bit and survey the field. You got everybody looking to their right. Here comes James Washington sneaking out. You might be able to find James Washington back there. And like I said, it's easy for me to say that sitting on the couch, but I'm just telling you, the elite quarterbacks analyze everything that's happening, all of this space in front of them. There was an opportunity there. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. So that's all I'm saying. And I was just informed by Kenyon and my brother Tony. I appreciate you guys. Breaking news. The Steelers trade for tight end Nick Vannett from Seattle. The Steelers trade for Nick Vannett from the Seattle Seahawks. I don't know the particulars, so Kenyon, maybe you can fill us in. Tony, one of you guys can fill us in the chat. I'll probably ask you again because I'm not looking at the chat right now. But there you have it, guys. All right, so let's move on, man. I don't want to spend too much time here. I've probably already been here a little too long, but you guys don't mind, right? Y'all don't mind. Look at the next play. Try to run a little screen there. We only get about 6 yards, okay? That was 2nd and 10. Let's look at 3rd and 6. Let's see what happens on the 3rd and 6 play. All right, so let's see what happened there. Rudolph had decent time. But let's put it in slow motion. Let's pay attention. Oh, oops. I'm too fast there. Let's put it in slow-mo. Let's pay attention to the receivers. Richard Sherman locking down. Who's that? Deante Johnson up there? Or was that Washington? That's Deante Johnson. Receivers ain't getting no separation, guys. And again, this is just a little small example, but promise you, when you watch this game and you watch some of the games over the last couple of weeks, this is what you're going to see. Receivers are not necessarily getting great separation off the line or anything. And we even had a bunch formation here. Great defense, you know, by the Niners. You can't play this any better. Excellent. Excellent defense. Right? We run a play action fake to James Conner. James Conner gets caught up in the wash, so he's unable to leak out. There's nobody open. Mason Rudolph. But look at who gets handled right there. Look right here, guys. Look at Matt Fowler. And that's just because the Niners brought a blitz. They brought a, let me see. Somebody, okay. So he peeled out. So they actually didn't really, they still only brought 4. He backed out of it, but it confused Fowler. Well, no, that wasn't Fowler that got handled. My bad. It's Pouncey. Watch Pouncey right in here. They all getting pushed back. And Pouncey is unable to hold on to that block, and boom, Rudolph has nowhere to go. And there you have it. All right, so let's take a look at a couple other things, man. I'm gonna keep it moving. I'm gonna try to find some of these decent runs by the Niners. Let me see. That's what I want to find. Some of these runs to show you guys, man. Show you guys the deal and what happened against us in this game, man. Quite often. Start gashing us. Let me see. Let me find some of these runs. More so in the second quarter. So let's get to the second quarter. Excuse me, second half I meant. It happened more so in the second half, where they really just started gashing us, man. It's pretty bad. It was pretty bad. So let's go to the second. Let's go to third quarter. Let me find one of these decent runs just to kind of show you guys, man, how our run defense was pretty much looking in that second half. It was looking pretty bad, man. They were hitting us for, you know, chunks here and there. Let me find a decent one here. And it wasn't like major chunks, man. It was like 6 yards, 5 yards, 9 yards. All right, here's one. Let's take a look at this one. Just look at the front end. No push. This was all second half. No push. Let's put this thing in slow motion. No push at all, man. Check it out. There they go running that motion. And they run misdirection. Look at this. Bam. Wham block on TJ. Linebackers getting washed up. But just look at that front. This happened repeatedly in the second half. Look at this. Nobody getting no. Look at this. Look, this is Big Dan. I want y'all to understand that this dude is 6'7" and he weighs in at about 350. Watch what happens to Big Dan. Washed up out of there. And that was a decent scrape by Bush. But he basically, you know, he block shedded into another block. You know, so this thing right here is just sold up. You know, this is beautiful execution right here by the Niners. Let me find another one, man. I won't pick on these guys one more time. Let's find another one kind of, pretty decent yardage. There we go. Here's another one here. Then we'll take a look at maybe a couple more plays and then we'll be out of here. But I think that's going to be the most effective way when we do this film study is just, highlight a few plays that kind of shows what happened to the team the whole game. See that? All right, let's look at it from this angle and let's see what happens here. Put that thing in slow motion. Here comes George Kittle. Who was that chasing him? Minka. We got Minka following him. So we got Minka playing in the box right here. And look at this. Great block by Juszczyk. I think that's his name. And look at this. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this. Mark Barron just getting ran off the field. Look at this. Look at this. Come on, Cam Hayward. Oh, is that Big Dan? Who is that? What number is that? That's 93. That's Big Dan again. I was about to say Cam don't get handled like that. Cam has gotten handled too now. They've all gotten handled. But this is when, again, rotation. Alualu is out there, and we actually got Javon Hargrave playing at the end spot, and we got Big Dan playing in the middle. But watch this. Watch Big Dan again. Right here in the middle. Keep your eyes on him. Punished. Watch. Watch Big Dan. Got punished. Oh my goodness. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this. Somebody said kick him right in his keister. Come on, Big Dan. But that's what happened to us, guys. That's really what happened to us. The 49ers, they ran the football extremely well, man. And let me throw one. Let me see one other thing here. Let's find the touchdown, man. The Juju touchdown. Was that in the third or the fourth quarter? Can't remember. Let me find it. It might have been in the second. Let me find it. Give me a second, guys. Here we go. Is this the one? No, that's the Deante Johnson one. So it must have been was it in the second? Maybe it was in the second quarter. It had to be in the second or the third, right? That touchdown. Yeah. It had to be in the third because, the score was 6-3. The score was 6-3 going into the half. So where's the Juju touchdown, man? Because I think the Juju one was first, if I'm not mistaken. Then the Deante. Yeah, here it is. So look at this, man. This was just all effort by Juju. Great throw by Rudolph. Excellent throw by Rudolph. Bad angle by the safety right there. And my friends, this is probably how we're going to have to win football games, unfortunately, this year. We don't sustain drives, man. That's our biggest weakness right now. Our offense. I know everybody's going to, try to beat up the defense, but for the most part, throughout the duration of this game, at least through the midpoint of the third quarter, our defense was doing relatively well. We'd only given up 3 points to the half. This right here was just excellent. Excellent play. And we're going to need more of this. And let me back it up a little bit. Let's keep an eye on Juju. We're going to have to do more of this to create separation. These guys are not getting great separation, at least at the moment. I think Deante Johnson, he's going to be special. But you're going to have to do things like this, man. Bunch or certain concepts to scheme guys open, because really nobody still ain't really open. And that's just Juju making a play. And that throw had to be right on the money. Let's look at it again. Juju just making a play here. Decent, a little bit of separation right there, and that throw's got to be on the money. And then the rest of that is just Juju. And I don't know what old boy was doing right there. You always run to your target. You can't hesitate on a moving target. You just can't. You have to run towards it and try to use the boundary. Folks, for you guys who might be young guys that still play a little ball and you play in the secondary, this is not the way that you pursue somebody running at an angle. Why you breaking down? Don't anticipate that cutback. Just go to him. But anyway, good stuff there. And then let's take a look at the last one, and then we'll be done, guys. And where we at? Time check. We already had about 30 minutes, so I'm gonna speed this thing up, man. Let's show the one more touchdown, the Deante Johnson touchdown, and then we'll be out of here. All right, here we go. Let's look at this one. Then I'll get to you guys' phone calls, and we'll talk about the trade a little bit. See that little hesitation? Really not a whole lot that Deante Johnson did there. You know, Verrett bit. Verrett bit big time. Let's go back. And what he was doing is he was doing the famous Artie Burns, peeking in the backfield. Peeking. See that little hesitation right there? Watch. Watch Verrett. Because if he would have just carried him, that's decent coverage. That looks like cover 3. He hesitated right there, looking in the backfield. Excellent throw by Mason Rudolph. I still got to judge Rudolph a little bit. The ball is still a tad bit underthrown because Deante Johnson has to kind of wait for it. But yeah, it's all good. Because he's so wide open, I mean, he's going to make that catch. So we look at it from Rudolph's standpoint. And like one of the callers pointed out last week, I like Mason Rudolph a lot, man. I think he's going to be okay, guys, but you got to let him grow. You're going to have to let him grow. But look at his mechanics. You know, looking to the right. Then he comes back to the left. Winds up. Excellent. Beautiful stuff. But what I'm afraid of is I feel like we're going to have to. Big plays are the only things that's going to keep us in games, and I don't like that. I don't like that, man. It bothers me, man. It really does bother me. Oh, but hold on. There's one more play I got to show us. I ain't even going to tell y'all what play this is. All I'm going to say is it's 3rd and 11. 2 minutes and 8 seconds left on the clock. Let's watch it from this view. Let's watch your boy, Barron. I hate to pick on Barron, man, but it's unfortunate. The last 2 years is always that one guy we have to single out. Last year was John Bostic. What is he doing? What's he doing? So we can't get a good view of it right there. Dang. I wish we had a better view of that, but basically you can see it here. Watch him. Keep watching. Hold on. Here it is, right here. Watch him. Watch him. Right here. Come on, man. Come on, man. That's all I'm going to say. Come on, man. Come on, bro. Got to do better than that. So there you have it, guys, man. Just showing you guys something quick, man. And shout outs to Eric Rivera. Round of applause to Eric. Appreciate the donation, man. I appreciate the donation. I definitely appreciate that. So, all right, man, let's get to the phone queue, guys. And you know the routine, man. Let's keep it short. Oh, wait. We got another donation. Robert Westover. Round of applause. He told me split it with the little man. For you guys that don't know, man, it's my little man's birthday tonight. We don't have any calls so far, so I'll keep talking. So if you want to call in, guys, keep in mind it's area 619-924-0818. You don't have to, but if you keep in mind, if you do want to call, keep it quick, in and out, say your piece, and there you have it. But the phone queue is open. The phone number is on the screen as well. If you want to call, I'll peek back in there and see what we got. Just the current state of the Steelers right now, guys, man, this is how I feel. I don't have any expectations, man. I don't. It's unfortunate to say that so early in the season. And it's not so much that I think that the Steelers look that bad. And I know that might not be the popular opinion, but kind of understand what I'm saying here. What I see is, again, not so much the lack of talent. Maybe in some areas, I think we are talented enough on defense to play better. I do. You saw that play there with Joe Hayden and Minkah Fitzpatrick. Come on, man, that was great defense. Even if Minkah ain't there, that's a PBU by Joe Hayden. Outstanding. That's great. Great. We got to tighten up the run game, and I'm a little concerned, man. And, I'm going to look at the film a little more to see how much of that happened. The gashes happened when Stephon Tuitt and Hayward was out there, because the two examples I showed you guys saw that it mainly happened when the backups were in the game. Another round of applause, man. We got another donation for the Pokemon. Appreciate that. Round of applause. Man, I appreciate you guys, man, sending the donations. And in case you guys want to know how to donate, there should be a $ down at the bottom of the chat. If you want to donate here on YouTube, have at it. If you prefer to donate elsewhere, PayPal is your thing. Cash App is your thing. I have both options, and that information is in the description. Always appreciate it, never required. But yeah, man, that's kind of how I feel with the defense. I think the defense will get better over time. I just think that because we are the team that seems to be the better over time team, that ain't gonna work this year. In order for us to be better over time this year, I mean, we're gonna have to be like lights out. We'd have to go on like a 9-game win streak, because how I feel about the team right now, I'm not ready to give up until we hit maybe 6 losses, right? Because I still think, who knows if it happens, but I'm just saying mathematically, a 10-6 still gets you in the playoffs, I think, this year. Perhaps. I think it'll get it done. So we can't lose more than 3 games. But if you look at the schedule, there's definitely more than 3 games that we can lose. And I just don't feel comfortable about where we are right now. That 0-3 hole is not so much that you can't climb out of it, but the margin of error is very, very slim. And if you believe in the whole West Coast thing, we got to go out there again. Twice. As far as Pacific time, we got to do it again this year. And offensively is really my issue right now. I know Rudolph is going to get better. It's just that the way it's looking, we are unable to sustain offense. We couldn't do it against the Patriots. Some people are going to say, well, it's the Patriots. I get it. But why can they be good right out the gate and we can't? I don't think we can keep using that as an excuse. But I get it. They the number 1 defense right now, right? For the most part. I get it, but we couldn't sustain any drives against them. We couldn't really sustain any drives early against Seattle. Then Ben goes down, and of course your rhythm changes a little bit because Rudolph comes in, but Rudolph played better. And that's no slight against Ben, but I think it was a panic situation, and you got to start doing some different things. So I'm thinking, okay, playbook is going to open a little more, and then look at this. We get in this game, and we start looking just like the old predictable Steelers again. So the combination of Randy Fichtner and his comfort level is going to determine a lot. How soon Mason Rudolph can digest and process what's going on is going to determine a lot. And if this defense can get better faster, we need to get better like this week. Like immediately. There's no more time to be trying to improve. We have to stop the run game. Because let me tell you something. The Baltimore Ravens can run the football. And these next 2 games are very important if we want to have any glimpse or any glimmer of hope. You got to put a streak together now. You can't do a win a game, lose a game, win a game, lose a game. No. We need a 2-3 game win streak right now to at least even build your morale back up. And that's just kind of how I feel, man. And like you guys said, or Kenyon and Tony said, we just traded to Seattle. I don't know the particulars, but we definitely need a tight end, which lets me know maybe there's more going on with Vance McDonald if we have gone as far as to trade for a tight end. Because Gentry was having some issues too. So it's looking bleak. But we do have a phone call in the queue at the moment. Let me grab the phone call, man. And keep in mind, guys, for any of you guys that call, just keep it short for me, man. In and out. Let's get this phone call, man. Area code 318. You are live. What you got for us?
Hey, what's up, man? Love the show, man. Love what y'all doing. I'm Tim from Shreveport, Louisiana. My question is, if the defensive coordinator and offensive coordinator make it throughout the season, but if they don't, how would you feel about promoting Terrell Austin as defensive coordinator and possibly kicking the tires on Mike McCarthy as offensive coordinator? Thank you.
Hey, man, I definitely appreciate you calling. You make some good points there, and I'm definitely going to respond to it. Hey, man, listen, I know a lot of people say Mike McCarthy, and I always oppose it in terms of head coach because I feel like you're kind of doing an even swap. I think him and Tomlin had a pretty comparable resume. Tomlin's might even be a little better, if I'm not mistaken. I think his numbers actually are a little better than McCarthy's. But offensively, I am definitely not opposed to having a guy like that, former head coaches and things like that, being able to, come in and master a certain area that they're pretty good at. Because, before there was issues between him and Rodgers, that thing was working, right? I'm not opposed to that, and no disrespect, but Randy Fichtner could, he could be a guy that's just, by default, sometimes you're stuck in your own principles. We saw it with Dick LeBeau, right? And Keith Butler could be the same on defense. You might need some new blood to infuse some more things in there. I'm cool with that. I'm definitely cool with seeing what Terrell Austin can do on the defensive side of the ball, because at this point, I don't know how much control Tomlin has in terms of demotion, but I feel like right now, especially if we lose another game, this is the time to start auditioning people. Give the reins over to Terrell Austin. You brought him in there for a reason, to make him like a senior assistant or whatever his title is. Why not? You got to, at this point, if we're out of it, if it gets to the point where we're out of it, you might as well just start seeing what we have, what we're gonna keep, what fat we're gonna trim, and let these guys go at it. But I'm not opposed to that at all, man. I'm not opposed at all to potentially looking at a guy like McCarthy. He's a Pittsburgh guy. If he wants to come in and do that, great. And promoting Terrell Austin. I don't trust the excuse me, I don't trust the organization, man, kind of knowing how they work. And I know they have shocked us this last offseason with some of the moves they've made. I just don't trust them when it comes to things like that. They generally allow guys to finish their contracts and stuff like that. So if anything, Butler's contract won't be renewed. I don't see them making an in-season change. So we shall see. But I appreciate the call, man. Nobody else has called tonight, which is cool with me. I'll keep yapping for a little bit. Let me see what you guys got in the comments section. Is there anything else that I missed? Let me look at my notes. Mark Barron. Mark Barron right now seems to be one of our weaker links, man. I'm going to be honest with y'all. I'm a little concerned because Vince Williams doesn't fix this. Vince Williams, maybe I prefer to have Vinny in there against the run, but if it's a situation where you got two inside backers on the field, I'm not going to feel better with Vince Williams out there versus Mark Barron. Not in pass coverage. Vinny just ain't that guy. I think we might have to start going back into dime more of what we did last year and get Cam Sutton on the field, get Bush on the field as the lone backer. We might have to start doing that. But, of course, your opponent will dictate, your formations and things like that. But Mark Barron seems to be the weaker link, man. He seems to be the weaker link right now. It is what it is. Devin Bush is a rookie. He's still coming along, but I see where our defense could be okay, but there's still some spots that I'm concerned about, man. And I know a lot of people are saying maybe try Gilbert. It's easier said than done. I don't think the Steelers throw him out there, at least not at this point. You know, maybe if the season gets lost, you give him some time, but I just think it's going to take too much for him to overtake one of these guys. But who knows? I would do it. You know, we drafted him because of his ability to cover, so why not? I definitely would try him out in key situations. And maybe, you know, maybe you people will say, oh, you're tipping your hand when he comes on the field. Whatever. If it's third and distance, bring him out there. Because we've seen him line up against people in college, a lot of times against the slot. We saw him do it in preseason and got an interception down in the red zone. Why not? Why not? But all right, let's see what else we got going on here, man. Let me see. Anybody else in the queue? Okay, we got calls in the queue. All right, we got 4 calls in the queue. Right now, we're at 45 minutes. We're going to end this thing in an hour. I didn't intend on going this long, but it is what it is. So keep it short for me, guys. Short and sweet. First up, area code 224. What you got?
Yeah, this is James. This is my first time calling. Just looking at the schedule real quick, I have a question. Do you think that is there any possibility that we might get into like a good run and win a couple games? And if there is, do you think that will increase our chances for the playoffs if we get better? I know that we have been losing, but I think that every loss is not the same. And that's it. Thanks for everything that you do for the Steelers Nation.
Hey, man, thank you. I appreciate you calling. Definitely appreciate the call. New callers, I love you guys, man. It always makes me feel like I'm reaching more people. It's possible. I just don't know if it'll happen. As I sit here today, I don't know for sure if we beat Cincinnati. I think it's possible because you're looking at the bright side. We play decent football in spots against both Seattle and the Niners. If we can put it together, I think we could beat a Bengals team. I don't know about beating the Ravens because the Ravens scare me because of the problems that we have down the middle of the field, play action and all that type of jazz. They do very well, and they can run the football, and the threat of Lamar Jackson running. That scares me. As I sit here today, I don't think we beat the Ravens, but they're not unbeatable. But I don't think we even have the offense to keep up. I mean, look, Kansas City had to kind of muscle through that game, right? And their offense slowed down in the second half. I don't think we beat them. Chargers, they're not looking that great this year, but there's some challenges there. But yeah, I think we could get on a run, especially if we win 2 out of 3 of the next games. We could beat the Dolphins. Could probably beat the Colts. You know, it's a lot of teams in there we could probably beat, but I'm just not sure. I don't know what the offense is going to do. But that's me talking too long. Let me keep going to the next one. Area code 505. What you got for us? 505. Are you alive? 505. Gotta move on, man. Gotta be ready to talk. Gotta move on. Area code 301. What you got for us?
Hey, man, this is Risha calling from Annapolis, man. I enjoy the show, man. Hey, I got 2 questions for you. How you feel about that James Conner fumble, and how you feel about us rotating Jalen Samuels?
Definitely, man. Appreciate the call down in Annapolis. I know a little bit about Annapolis, man. I used to live out in Silver Spring for a good while, so, you know, I always have a keen love for the Maryland, D.C. area. I was wrong, guys, on Sunday. I said it was only 2 times. In fact, this has happened 3 times with James Conner now. It happened against Denver, too. I forgot about that one. So this is the 3rd time that this guy has fumbled in the time that you just can't fumble. The 2 that stick out, obviously, is the Cleveland game last year. We win that. It's probably not a tie. And obviously what we just saw happen on Sunday. Who knows if we sustain the drive, but still, he never gave us that opportunity. Definitely need to rotate Jalen Samuels in a little more, but Jalen Samuels can't do it on his own. He's not that type of back. I think it's time to work Benny Snell in a little more, man. I think it's time for that. You know, let's see what he can do. Benny Snell to date has the longest run of our running backs in this season. So, yeah, if we're going to sit down Moncrief, I think maybe we need to send a message to James Conner as well. Just my thoughts. Area code 609. What you got for us?
What's going on, SimFBallCritic?
Good. What's going on, man?
Good. Like you said earlier in the podcast, you said that the Steelers traded for Nick Van Ness. What are your thoughts on that? Do you think we have a chance of being 500 this season, or do you think it's like a time this is gonna be like one of the tough times we're gonna have to go through our Steelers fans, that we never experienced in a while stuff? And what are your keys to victory against the Bengals and stuff like that? And have a great day. And I'm sorry that I'm going so fast, but I'm gonna go to college stuff. And bye.
Hey man, perfect timing. Now, don't be sorry about that. That was perfect. Now again, I got to start speeding up my responses because I think I talk too much. I don't know much about Vanette, so I'm gonna have to do my homework. I hope some of you guys could tell me about that when I get to the chat section. I don't know much about him. Kenyon was filling me in here via text. For you guys that don't know, Kenyon says the kid is, or Tony says he's 6'6". Woo, we need that. They said we traded a 5th round pick, which we had 2, so I'm not upset with that. And I'll have to see more about him. I'm not too much familiar with him, so we'll see what happens there. I don't know about that 500. I think, going with my gut, I hope I'm wrong. I think on the high end we could go 500. I think on the low end we could be looking at a 5-11. I'm just being real. Just understanding that Rudolph is still learning. He's gonna take time to go up and down, and the offense just doesn't look like they could sustain drives. It's gonna be a rough one. Area code 717. What you got for us?
Hey, what's up, Sims? Love the show, brother, as always. I'm not one for changing coordinators in the middle of the season, but if I'm Tomlin, I'm starting to think, all right, it's either them or me. Butts is gone. I'd get rid of him. Either give Austin a shot, and I cannot believe these words are coming out of my mouth because I can't stand Rex Ryan, but he's a hell of a coordinator. And I also think it'll be a big advantage to have Ben back on the sideline for the next game because Fichtner was lost.
Yes, he was.
Totally lost. What's your thoughts on that?
Hey, real quick while I got you here, man, where are you actually located? I see you got the 717 area code.
Oh, I am not far from you, brother. I told you before I'm from Lancaster.
Oh, that's right. Okay, that was you.
Down in your
okay.
neck of the woods yesterday, at Pike Work Week, down in New York.
Oh man. Okay. Cool. Well, man, definitely appreciate your call. Maybe one of these times, man, one of those games that's not on TV. Maybe we can hook up or something like that. Me and Leonard we usually go to the Permani brothers here in York to watch the game. So that would be cool, man. Maybe we can link up with you at some point and watch the game. But yeah, Ben is definitely going to help. Absolutely. I think so. And you're right. Changing guys in midseason, it's just, it only satisfies the fans. Doesn't really help the team, in my opinion, because they have to learn. It's almost like changing quarterbacks. And yeah, Rex Ryan, if he wants to come coach defense, bring it on. Because when he was with the Ravens, oh boy, that's all I'm going to say. Oh boy. Area code 704, what you got for us?
What's up, Sam? I just want to comment on the offense. I think we had a better offense. Start out, that game killed us. Starting out, we all know that. Then we played better in the second half. But we're going to have to learn to throw the ball over the top because they're going to stack the box, shut the run down, press the quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
Take shots over. You may have to, not throwing double coverage, but put the ball up, get the guys to make the play. See, because the problem is, though, the second half all around, we was, Juju, and then Johnson hit them down deep and everything. And then what's going to happen? Safety's going to have to drop back. Linebackers may have to drop back some. Then you can actually run the football.
Yeah.
So our problem is we've been playing spread offense the whole time at the end, and our offensive linemen have got to the point where they don't even know how to run block anymore. So, sometimes you have to pass the ball to better set up the run. And that's about all I got to say other than the defense. I've been listening to that, and I think deserves a little bit. Mark Barron, I know he can't really cover, but Eugene 3, he can cover. He's got speed from sideline to sideline like Bush, and he could help actually with the run too, because we get gashed over there off the tackles or whatever when we run it. And I don't know, man. We'll see. But I think the schedule and all is going to look better for us, because you got to understand, look at our schedule. We only lost by a couple points.
Yeah.
Seattle, we only lost by 4 points to the last week. I know the Patriots blow it out, but that's another story. But, I'm going to hang in there, man. Well, that's what we need to do, just hang in there, take it one game at a time. If everybody starts playing together and if our schemes start changing a little better, who knows, But I'm going to hang up, man. Appreciate you.
Absolutely, man. Great call to end on right there. He's right. It's not like, and this is just my personal opinion, it's not like we're miles away. They played better in Seattle. They just had some breakdowns. Offense couldn't get going early. Offense got going too late, and then the breakdowns that you would expect on defense happened. We played better against the Niners. I mean, the first half, say what you want to say about the 49ers, but to hold them to 3, and I know the turnovers helped, but hey, the turnovers helped. And even if you want to say they gifted us a few, they did, but 3 of those we earned ourselves, right? The fumble from Fitzpatrick, the pass breakup leading to an interception, and I think one of the other ones might have been, maybe my math is off there. Maybe we earned 2 and they gave us 3, or it could be we earned 3 and they gave us 2. But either way, we still were a reason for that, at least for 2 or 3 of those. So we played good, man, until about the midpoint of the third. If we get the offense going any sooner, we win that Niners game. I really believe that, even with the woes on defense. We almost did it. Remember when I said, man, if we could hold them to under 20, remember I said maybe a 21-17 game? It almost happened. And that's the sad part. We're not a 30-point game team no more. That's not going to happen, I don't think. It barely happened with Ben the last year. We're going to have to hold teams under 20 points to win. I don't think Mason Rudolph gets us more than 20, 24 at the most. But we're not that far away. We're not, if they fix some of these issues and they learn how to continue to play together, you would think Minka is going to help that as they infuse him more. We're not that far away. Some of these teams will be able to beat. But at the same time, we have to understand why we're not winning football games and why we might continue to not win. It might be one of those years, and like my man here said, let's just take it a game at a time, man. And hey, if we go 3-13, guess what? I'll be doing this show on week 17 talking about the season. I'm gonna be here regardless whether we win or lose. I'll just have that pain in my gut. But let's see what happens. All right, man, let's get into the chat, man. We got about 5 minutes left. See what you guys got in the chat before I get out of here. That hour went by fast, man. I appreciate you guys. Y'all made that go really quick. Let's see. What are y'all saying? Mr. Ab says, report saying Vance won't be out long. Trading a pick for the tight end depth is a big chance. The rookie might not be up to par, especially to use a pick on a tight end. Yeah, I think we had to do it, man. If Vance McDonald was down, I think it goes without saying. You can't go into no game with Grimble and Gentry. Come on, man. Again, the run game ain't looking that good with Vance out there. And I don't know much about Vanette. I don't know what type of tight end he is. So we'll see. Sergeant, what is that? SG Task Kicker? I don't know if I'm saying that wrong. SG Task Kicker. I'm more trying to get a feel of if the Steelers can be more successful with a more mobile quarterback. I don't know about that. Our offense doesn't dictate that right now. I think we would have to change some things. Kenyon says the Steelers are not targeting quarterbacks in either 2020 or 2021 unless Ben retires. Mason had a 2nd round grade for the Steelers. They like him. Let me ask y'all this, man, and I really want to know. Do y'all think Mason Rudolph is bad? Like really? And if you think that, how you know already? I think some of you guys are not giving him a chance. We've seen him for a quarter and a half, and let's be fair. From what we've seen, he's actually outplayed Ben. Now, I'm not saying he's Ben Roethlisberger. I'm not even saying I prefer him over Ben. I'm just saying I don't see the evidence of people thinking that he's trash or we must get a quarterback. No, I think Mason Rudolph is the succession plan right now. I don't think he's shown a reason why they have to go after a quarterback. And like Kenya said, Ben claims he's coming back. So for even those who are on the train of getting rid of Ben, it ain't happening until Ben leaves. That's just how it's gonna go. I could be wrong, but I think that's just how it's gonna go. Smitty says his first career start again was better than Ben. Starting game to be it was. His first game was actually better than Ben's first game. I just don't know. Again, guys, what do I always say? Don't be so results driven. Look at the whole picture. Eli says, no, he just looked like a rookie. Niners have a very solid defense, and he made some rookie mistakes. And let me tell you something, Eli, and you're right. We're going to see it again. Y'all know when we're going to see it again? Could be Monday night. Because the Bengals always seem to even give Ben some trouble defensively. But I tell you when we really going to see it again. Wait till we play them Ravens. So, for you guys to think that Rudolph is trash, oh, I can't wait to see what y'all say after those games. Yeah. Growing pains, folks. I'm telling you. We're going to see them. But you got to give him a chance. I love his moxie more than anything else. I love his mechanics. I love the fact that he doesn't seem like the moment is too big for him. He's not afraid. I'm sure he had a little bit of jitters in that game early, but he fights back. And each game I've seen him fight back after adversity. And that dude has that just enough arrogance to him that I like. The likable kind of moxie. I like this dude, man. I'm giving him a chance. What else? Fly High PA says, we have to understand that the Steelers themselves are also learning Mason. Very true. I even had to step back and realize that. Maybe I'm asking too much out of Mason Rudolph so soon. Robert Westover says, I'm not seeing nasty or intensity on either side of the ball. You know what? You need a round of applause for that. You're absolutely right, Robert. I don't see it in the trenches. I don't see it in the trenches. Secondary is looking better. There's some holes still in the secondary. I mean, it happens. But I don't see the dogs in the trenches, man, offensively or defensively. Our defensive line got manhandled in that game. And like I said, it wasn't the huge chunks, but it was just 5, 6, 7, 8. Like, you saw it. I showed y'all here, for you guys who were here early, I showed you to play Big Dan on the ground. Come on, man. What? And that offensive line, man, trust me, they didn't look good. I wish there was a way for me to show you guys more plays, but it just would be extremely too long. Our offensive line looked like boo-boo. It was bad, man. We Are the Future says, Mark Barron is our problem on defense. We need Vince Williams back. Yeah, run game wise, but in the past game, we're going to get pretty much the same from Vince Williams. Why Diggy says, non-football question for you. Who you got this weekend, Spence or Porter? Ooh, man, I can't waste time right now on that. Ask me again. Ask me again when I do the pregame show. But, well, I'll say that really quick. I'll say it. I just won't go into detail. I got Spence. I think Spence is a better boxer. Disciplined. Rangy. Power. Porter is... He comes forward. You know, he's in your face. He's going to try to apply a lot of pressure, which it works for some boxers. Porter's kind of smart too. Porter can punch too. But like I said, he's one of those trying to get in and be a pest and try to bang. And I think Spence has the defense for that. That ain't going to work against Earl Spence. I don't think that's going to work. It's going to be a war. It could go either way. But I think Spence comes out on top. Russ Oberstein says, isn't Give My Name, It's Russ. What? Isn't Give My Name, It's Russ from Land. Oh, okay. When I called, I love how hungry Mason Rudolph is. We finished 500. Okay. All right, Russ. Yeah, man, I hope so. I hope at least that. You know, I hope to just at least see some games where we can say our team started to improve. Aaron Nubb said, what's your prediction for the Steelers' record this year? I predict around 7-9. Ask me after the bye. After we play the Dolphins, ask me again what I think the record will end up being. But all right, man, I guess I'll go ahead and get out of here. Maybe 2 more replies. 2 more, and then we get out of here. Oh, Ernest says Mason needs to use his connection with Washington more and stop shying away. I agree with that. But, you know, it's possible, too, that, you know, the coverage could be dictating some of that. Tony said, Big Dan is a soft bum. Yeah, man, he need to cut it out. All right, let me read these 2 here. Drew says, by how much everybody is freaking out about this season shows how spoiled we are as football organization. You're right. You're right. Remember that year the Ravens was 5-11? You're right. You're right. And the last one here, Andre Romero says, do you see the Steelers as a trap game for the Ravens week 5? Wow, that's a good question there, man. I like that. Hey, ain't that crazy that we saying that we're a trap game for somebody else? It could be. Listen. I'll say this and I'll end it with this. We're seeing rough times right now. And it looks bleak, but I think our team is still talented enough to win some of these games. Across the board, can we really say that we're not as talented as the Ravens right now? Because they got some injury situations too. Okay, Lamar Jackson is still on the come up. He's looking good so far. But a Kansas City defense was able to semi-hold him in check, right? They ain't score all them points. And we talking about KC's defense, who hasn't been that great. You know, they are another defense that's trying to get better. They got Frank Clark giving pressure, but they ain't all that. And they was able to hold them down. Even though you got the threat of Patrick Mahomes, but it ain't like they scored a boatload of points either. It started happening a little, you know, they slowed down as the game went on. So the Ravens are not unbeatable. It's just that looking at what we have been giving up, it makes you feel like we can't beat them because we know the holes and the weak links on our defense. But I think we're talented enough to give anybody a run. You know, even with Mason Rudolph. Mason Rudolph is not the worst quarterback in the league right now. Look at that Winshew kid for Jacksonville. My boy came out there and was balling. I think Mason Rudolph can replicate that type of performance. So I think we have a skilled enough quarterback that can still win some games with the offense. It's just trenches is going to tell us everything. We have got to be better in the trenches, offensively and defensively. If we don't do that, we're in trouble. And I'll save my preview, man, for the Bengals and Steelers when I do that show. Being that it's a Monday night show, I'll probably say let's anticipate it happening maybe. I might not do it until Monday. You know, again, I'm going out of town this weekend, so if I don't do it Friday, maybe I might be able to get to it Sunday night. I'm not 100% sure, but we'll definitely do it. So just as an expectation, either Friday night or Monday before the game, and then I'll talk about keys to victory and things like that. But I appreciate you guys for coming out. Like always, if you haven't already, make sure you subscribe to the channel. Hit that like button. Please do that. You guys did great the last video, man, and the viewership. The last video is up over 5,000 views, I think. And this thing is growing, and it's all because of you guys. But please hit the like button if you like it. Hit the dislike button if you dislike it, because I like all real opinions. And hit the notification button so you know when videos are streaming and are available to you. All right, so I'm going to get out of here, go spend a little bit more time with my little man. And you guys have a great night, man. God bless. Good night. Be safe. And thank you for tuning in to the Terrible Towel Tuesday. Catch you guys later. Peace.